Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom, brothers and sisters. Welcome to Rap Ministries, that's reaching all people ministries. I'm Brother Jeremiah. Some of you know me as Brother Running, and I want to thank you for coming on in here today. Got a great lesson for you today. A great lesson. You know, I'm today. Let me turn this music down some. You know, just going a different path. Going a different path, showing you some things that I believe about creation and the earth, and the science from a biblical perspective. But I just thank you guys for coming on in here today. Listen to this song. He wants all of you. The Most High wants all of you. He don't want some of you. He wants all of you. He wants your heart, your mind, your soul, everything. We got to let go of some of the things that are in our lives, these idols that we have. He wants all your heart. Serve him with all your heart today. From this day forward, from this day on. Got a lot of stuff going on in the world. Monkeypox, coronavirus. Those are pestilences. Keep the Most High's commandments and you ain't got to worry about those things. Pestilence, violence, all going on in here. Monkeypox with big old circle boil looking circles. Like a plague to me. We see you, Sister Sheila Jackson, back in the house today. Action Jackson. Auntie, we see you. Sister Erica, Yashel, we see you. Yanice, we see you, sister. You and baby Charlotte. Prayers up for baby Charlotte. Still praying. I know she's getting better. Oh, Elder Henry. Shabbat Shalom to you. Shabbat Shalom to you, brother. Elder. You're the elders that do respect. These young people today, they don't care nothing about the elders. Key to Life, we see you. North Carolina crew, we see you. Brother Isaac, we see you. Top of the morning to you, brother. Well, it's afternoon over here where I'm at. It's 12 noon. But thank you everybody for coming on here. I see we have 19 in here, and we're gonna give everybody maybe a moment or so. But folks, this thing wrapping up. This thing is wrapping up. Make sure that you are right with the Most High. People checking in, people checking out. The Most High don't care. Famous folks, not famous folks. Old folks, not old folks. Young folks, dying, checking out. Make sure you're right. When this breath leaves your body, that's it. Unless the Most High raise somebody up to when you die to bring you back up. More Israel, Charlie, we see you. Thank you for coming on in, brother. Thank you for coming on in. Just want to thank everybody. See everybody in here. This is going to be a great class, guys. Faith, Hope, we see you. Shabbat Shalom to you as well, family. All of y'all, I consider you family. But I'm going to stop talking. I'm going to decrease that he might increase. Get myself situated over here. Turn that music off. Put my iPad where I can monitor you guys. Because when I go to full screen, I can't see you. So I have another little implement going here. Telling you, YouTube playing games with our numbers too, y'all. We had gained 3 subscribers this week. Wake up this morning. I was how happy. Oh, we 20 away from 500. 3 gone. Got 3, took 3. I said, man, what kind of games we don't lose them that fast. What kind of games they playing around here? But but I'm still going to tell the truth, whether people like it or not. But I'm going to decrease that he might increase. Put this on in the stream. We're gonna get into this dinosaur class. I know a lot of people wonder about this. Glad to know baby Charlotte is doing much better. Great news. Glad to hear it. But a lot of people wonder about, some things. Is the Bible speak on these things? Yeah. It ain't too recent to all this evolutionism, Charles Darwin and carbon dating and all that stuff. This stuff is relatively new. And this stuff is relatively new, folks. Let me make sure it popped up on YouTube. All right. We don't care about what some man tell us. A lot of this stuff, man, they just say, oh, well, we say it's this and you better believe it. No, it don't work like that with me. People just don't tell me what to believe. Man, life too short. I don't give a one chance at this thing for me to just listen to you and what you say is what I go with. Man, please. I do my own investigation. How you like them apples? They tell you that was on the tree. That wasn't on the tree. That ain't what the Bible is. He ate the apple. And sometimes I catch myself saying, when Adam ate the apple. No, man, the Bible don't say he ate no apple. We see you, chief scientist. Most High is a healer, ain't he? I tell you, he is. He'll heal everything, every situation in your life. Just call on him. But we're going to pray and we're going to get into the scripts. Abba, Father, Heavenly Father, we thank you for today, your holy Sabbath day, the day you hung in creation millennia ago. Father, we thank you for all of your people that are come here to hear your word. They didn't come to hear me. They came to hear your word through me. Father, we just thank you that everybody here will be blessed. Everybody will be edified and everybody will be changed for the better in their lives. Not only will they listen, they will apply. Father, we just ask you to give them a special miracle on this day. Bless them, Father. Show them a blessing. Give them a blessing for obeying your command to keep the Shabbat. Give them a special blessing, a special miracle, a special word from you on today. Father, we just thank you that all demonic activities are bound up and that you alone will get all the praise, all the honor, all the glory. Do your name. And we thank you for your Ruach Kodesh. We just thank you for all these things in the mighty, precious, powerful name of your son, Yeshua HaMashiach. Amen. Amen, folks. Thank y'all for coming on in today. A lot of people get distracted in life. It's a lot out there for us to partake in, but I lock in on the Bible. That's what I lock in on. But the name of this class is dinosaurs. But did dinosaurs live 65 million years ago, like they tell you? So what are we? And how they say, oh, evolution. Bible don't say nothing about no doggone evolution. Nothing, not a thing, nothing about no evolution. So where are we getting all this stuff from? Who? Back in the day when we was in high school, they'll call somebody's name out if they weren't popular or people making a joke. You call their name out, they be who? They said Charles Darwin. Who? Care nothing about no Charles Darwin. But this from Wikipedia. And mind you guys, like I told y'all, they tagged my video, my flat earth video, they tagged it with one of them little symbols at the bottom saying, this is an archaic method and has been disproven. According to who? Who? Saw some on CNN where they temporarily have halted spacewalks because one spacewalker, his they around in the space station that's still in Earth's orbit, by the way. Ain't nobody been to no planets. Go watch that. Go watch. You sure know what he talking about. He said no man have descended except he that what? No man has ascended except he that have descended. He was talking about himself. I'm trying to tell you, because some water was leaking into his helmet, whatever the helmet that he had. And they say he almost drowned in there. Now you mean to tell me all this time we've been having you ain't got no another suit? Temporarily halted spacewalks now. So you can't keep water from getting in the suit, but you can send a little rocket with a little with a rocket with a little rover that roll on the ground and take pictures and all that stuff. You can't keep water out the helmet, but you're gonna send that without it getting messed up and it come back into Earth orbit with so-called pictures, and y'all never show us the real pictures. You show us CGI photographs. You can send that out there millions of miles, but you can't keep water out your helmet on the space station, which is just right at the Earth's orbit. Man, y'all better get up out of here, man. But Darwinism. It says, Darwinism is a theory. I got theories of biological evolution developed by the English naturalist Charles Darwin. He lived from 1809 to 1882. He don't even know what a smartphone is, but he know about some evolution. And others stating that all species of organisms arise and develop through the natural selection of small inherited variation that increased in the individual's ability to compete, survive, and reproduce, also called Darwinian theory. This is a theory. This was in the 1800s. I don't got to tell you that people that look like me, we wasn't free. I said, what? They tell you 65 million years ago. How they know that? Because we got carbon dating. Oh, let's see. But what is carbon dating? When was it? When was it developed? It's called radiocarbon dating, as referred to as carbon dating or carbon-14 dating, is a method for determining the age of an object containing organic material by using the properties of radiocarbon, a radioactive isotope of carbon. The method was developed in the late 1940s. Civil Rights Bill ain't even been passed, but you want me to believe these folks. At the University of Chicago by Willard Libby. Now, Brother Ronnie, reaching out people, I love all colors of people. They need to just get with the Most High program. That's what I'm trying to say. you heard? She said, I never believed in dinosaurs. Oh, they real. They were real now. Don't get it twisted. They were real. But you know, it's all in the movies. They show you this T-Rex right here. Do the Bible talk about him? Again, go watch Our Ears, Our Ears. A lot of people watch that video. I'm glad to see comments with people, you know, no, they didn't watch the video. They just read the title. You know, is the earth around? What does the Bible say about it and whatnot? You know, and then one guy, he came in. Well, I hope the Bible don't agree with flat Earth or it would be lying. We just see today as human beings, we just believe stuff. Don't even know the people that say this stuff. Have they been to Mars? No. Well, how they know? Oh, they say the moon got volcanoes on it. Why didn't they take a picture of the volcanoes when they so-called went to the moon? Where they at? Don't you think we would like to get pictures of that? We see you, 4110 GB. We see you. Thank you for coming on in. But again, I'm going to tell you like I told you last week. Let the Most High be found true, and every man, let them be a liar. Because the only thing I believe is this. If it ain't wrote in here, I disregard. Or if it ain't written by the ancients, you know, like the ancient Hebrew Israelites around that time, and then I have to study that closely. Because if it disagree with this, then that's up out of there. So, again, he that answered the matter before he heareth it is a folly and a shame unto him. A folly and a shame. 1 Thessalonians 5:21, prove all things, hold fast that which is good. So, which one of these is your ancestor? You know, because men with evil motives are peddling pseudosciences to make you believe that you are a monkey, you a monkey living on a spinning ball. Think about that while you're watching TV programs. That's why they call them what? Programs. What they trying to do? Program you. right? So you ask them, how did the world begin? Genesis, the book of Genesis chapter 1, 2, and 3, and 4 tell us all about that. That's all I need. But they tell us today, oh, you got this Big Bang theory. Again, theory. None of this stuff can be proven. None of look at that, boom. There's a Big Bang. Oh, the universe. There it go. Oh, the Big Bang. It said the short answer, because you type in what's the Big Bang, and this comes from spaceplace.nasa.gov. The short answer, the Big Bang, is how astronomers explain the way the universe began. It is the idea that the universe began as just a single point that expanded and stretched to grow as large as it is right now, and it is still stretching. They say it's still stretching. That's the theory now. So we're going to go to another site. Can the Big Bang be scientifically proven? Can it? This is from usm.maine.edu, an education website. They said, a theory can never be proven, but must be testable through observations or experimentations. Thus far, despite some notable problems, the Big Bang theory has remained largely consistent with the observation and is widely accepted through the cosmological community. I don't care about their community. Look down. It says, how do you know it occurred, that the Big Bang occurred? So it said, it said, what are the three evidence of the Big Bang theory? Three pieces of observational evidence lend support to the Big Bang theory: the measured abundance of elements, the observed expansion of space, and the discovery of the cosmic microwave background, CMB. They say it's steadily expanding, but the sun, moon, stars, planets, and all that, they still doing the same thing. Right? But let me now, since we talking about dinosaurs today, we're gonna go to the National History Museum and we ask, how did the dinosaurs die? You know, that this one should have been first. How did they die? It says 66 million years ago, dinosaurs had the ultimate bad day. With a devastating asteroid impact, a reign that lasted 100 million years was abruptly ended. They said an asteroid hit the Earth. They say. It's, again, a theory. They can't prove none of this stuff. See, that's why we got the Grand Canyon, you know. Yeah, order out of chaos is not possible. That's confusion. We know Satan, the Bible said that Satan is the author of confusion. He was a liar and a murderer from the beginning. This is his confusion. We gonna show you today. But National History Museum. I mean, when I was in 11th grade, I had to do a paper on dinosaurs. So, you know, I know a little something. It said, the end of the Cretaceous period saw one of the most dramatic mass extinction the Earth has ever seen. Find out what brought about an end of the dinosaurs and many other animals too. The fossil records show what a fossil, stuff that's left behind. I'm going to tell you the flood left all these fossils. Show that for the first 175 million years of their existence, dinosaurs took on a huge variety of forms as the environment changed and new species evolved. You know what, like what Charles Darwin said, suited to these new conditions. Dinosaurs that failed to adapt went extinct. But then 66 million years ago, over a relatively short time, dinosaurs disappeared completely, except for birds. Many other animals died out, including plesiosaurs, large marine reptiles, and it says an ammonites. Because we don't know who the children of Ammon are today. We don't know. They threw some. Wow. But anyway, go down to the bottom. It says, what caused the Cretaceous extinction? The exact nature of this catastrophic event is still open to scientific debate. Don't nobody know. But Brother Ronnie know. So what we gonna look at this Big Bang theory. This is what they say. About 14 billion years ago, all matter, that's everything, was in a very dense and hot area, and for some unexplained reason, it exploded. That's your Big Bang. You know, that bang. So as time went, they said, so 4 billion. So from that point, so from 14 billion years to 4 billion years, it says the earth cooled down, and from the explosion, it cooled down and formed a rocky crust. About 9 billion years later, the earth was formed. That ain't what the Most High said in the beginning. He created the heavens and the earth. Of course, it was, see, this science stuff, it goes against what this Bible says. So you either gonna believe them dudes or you gonna believe the Most High. It says about 9 billion years later, Earth was formed. Of course, it was in, we can't even count to a billion. But you told me, man, that's why they had to make some little carbon dating system. This will expedite how many years we think. Man, get out of here. Of course, it was uninhabitable for any life. This age is called the Pre-Cambrian Time, which covers about 90% of our Earth's geological time scale. In this era, the Earth's crust separated into several tectonic plates. Have y'all ever seen an explosion like on the movies, or even if you just pop a firecracker? There are no perfect shapes. Everything messed up. Nothing. But they said, oh, all of the planets are perfect spheres, and that don't come from no explosion. I'm trying to tell you this. So let's keep it pushing. There was no oxygen because the rocks absorbed the oxygen. The rocks did what? The rocks absorbed the oxygen. The ocean was formed as it rained for millions of years. Once the Earth's climate got to a sustainable levels, cyanobacteria appeared in our ocean. These were the first entities to undergo photosynthesis, or photosynthesis, like Rudy said on the Cosby Show. Photosynthesis. The atmosphere became rich with oxygen, and our ozone layer was formed. So let's look at these complex chemicals: carbohydrates, proteins, nucleic acids. The chemicals of life, they say this was in the water. Life of the earth began in rocks on the ocean floor, a sort of organic soup. You know, they telling you use some chunky soup. Some Campbell's chunky soup, you know, like Donovan McNabb used to do it back in the day. They told you that you came from some rocks. This ain't new. The Bible talked about this stuff. You know, you came from some rocks. Jeremiah 2:27-28. What the people were saying back then, the Hebrew Israelites? So they were saying to a stock or a tree, thou art my father, and to a stone, thou hast brought me forth. This is what they were saying. A stock brought them forth and a stone brought them forth. Ain't that what they just said here? Ain't that what the Big Bang Theory is? The rocks absorbed out, man. They telling you same thing here. Ain't nothing new under the sun, folks. Saying to a stock or a tree, thou art my father, and to a stone, thou hast brought me forth. For they have turned their back unto me and not their face. But in the time of their trouble, they will say, arise and save us. When revelation comes forth, everybody gonna be wanting help. They gonna want to call on the Most High then. But where are thy gods that thou hast made thee? Let them arise if they can save thee in the time of trouble. For according to the number of the cities are thy gods, O Judah. Right? But what we talking about? Dinosaurs. Yeah. Wow. With a capital W. Wow. See, you got to watch these people. Man, they putting up. Man, I saw a survey. They say that 70, did you know that 71% of Americans, they ain't ask me, they believe that they support same-sex marriage. 71%. I said, my goodness, I'm in the minority. Wow. But what we talking about today, we don't want to get too far, but we just show you what they believe, folks. Dinosaurs and saurians. But you know, you got to know about this dude named Sir Richard Owen. The Bible was written in the King James Bible was written in 1611. But the word dinosaur didn't come into the English language until 1841. So the Bible is not going to say dinosaurs per se. That the word dinosaur didn't make it to the dictionary until 1891. Oh, we're going to show you what this is today. Stick around and you will be enlightened and you will be edified. I don't care what they saying out there. These just theories and knickknacks and paddywhack, give a dog a bone type stuff. You know? But let's go. It said even in 1891, the word dinosaur was still not in the American dictionary. Not there. Look at that. It says dinner time. Dent. No dinosaur. But we're going to show you in the word dragon in the Webster's New International Dictionary of the English Language, second edition, unabridged, 1937, page 781. Dragon. Watch what it says. Dragon, a huge serpent. What did it say? Now rare. A fabulous animal generally represented as a monstrous winged and scaly serpent or lizard or saurian with a crested head and enormous claws. It said they now rare. Ooh, wee. Saurian, Webster's International Dictionary, same dictionary, folks. Saurian, of or pertaining to the sauria, lizard or lizard lichen, one of the sauria, any lizard-like reptile as a dinosaur or ichthyosaur, a marine reptile, now rare. My goodness. Rare? Let's go to another dictionary. Western Universal Unabridged Dictionary. Watch this. Oh, I skipped some too. I forgot to read that on the right there in the 1946 dictionary. Dragon. In the 1946 dictionary. Dragon. French. Latin. Draco. Now rare. Oh, they know this stuff, folks. They know this. But we're going to look up the word dragon in this dictionary right here. And it says, we're just going to look at a sauria. It said a saurian of the genus Draco, distinguished by false ribs extended outward in a nearly straight line and sustaining an extension of the skin, which forms a kind of wing comparable to that of the squirrel. All the species are small and inoffensive. Draco. It said Vulcans, the best type of the genus, is about 10 or 12 inches in length, the tall being extremely long in proportion to the body, which is not above 4 inches, also called the flying dragon or flying lizards. We're going to show you some today. Different kinds. Let's go back to that picture. Saurians. You see all those different kinds, shapes, sizes, all that. We're going to show you that today. I'm going to show you what that is. Let's go to one more dictionary, I believe. This is the Unabridged Dictionary, Noah, 1910. Let's go. But watch this. Dragon. A monstrous winged serpent or lizard with crested head and claws. That's what we've been reading. It says a fierce, violent person, a northern constellation figured as a dragon, a luminous, out there in the cosmos, they tell the story of the world now. The Most High know what he's doing now. That's why people are stargazers. They are prognosticators. They try to use that stuff in the demons and evil spirits and kingdom of darkness will accommodate you and get you locked into that mess, horoscope and all that stuff. But anyway, it says a luminous exhalation from marshy grounds moving like a winged serpent, a sort of musket hook to a swivel, I want to skip down to the blue. It said in the scripture, Bible, the term dragon is applied to marine fishes or serpents, to venomous land serpents, and to Satan. We're going to look at all of that today. Right? So we're going to go to That should have been later, but I'll come back to it. But we got archaeology of dinosaurs. We got archaeology of dinosaur pictures with dinosaurs and humans being together. Look at this stuff. You can stop all this on your own and take a look at it at your own convenience. But people back then, they had pictures of this stuff, of them being right together. I had a human footprint and a dinosaur footprint. I couldn't find it. I said, my goodness, that would have been great, but I couldn't find it. All right. Well, you see all of the movies and all that stuff. Dragon Heart and one dragon movie called Rain of Fire, where they had flying dragons. They were fire breathing. Is that true? I don't know. So let's go to Genesis, and I gotta tell you, like when you read the Bible and they talk about unicorns, those aren't horses with horns. I would do a class on that too. Anyway, ain't no unicorns, satyrs, ain't none of that neither. Man, no, the mythological creatures. So Genesis 1:20-31. Watch this. So let's get to some scripts, folks. Let's get to some scripts. We're gonna show you dinosaurs in this Bible today. And the Most High said, let the waters bring forth abundantly the moving creature that have life, and the fowl that fly above the earth in the open firmament of heaven. And the Most High created what? Great whales. Great who? Great whales and every living creature that moveth, which the waters brought forth abundantly after their kind, and every winged fowl. Notice this, every winged fowl after his kind. Everything it keeps saying after its kind. It's going to loom big. Verse 22. And the Most High blessed them, who? The man, saying man, talking about be fruitful and multiply, right? Be fruitful and multiply. I mean, the man wasn't created yet. Man wasn't created till the 6th day. So he also giving the animals that after all their kind, telling them be fruitful and multiply, fill the waters in the seas and let the fowl multiply in the earth. Procreate, y'all. And the evening and the morning were the 5th day. So let's go to Smith Bible Dictionary. That word is whale. It says in the Smith Bible Dictionary, it says the signification of the Hebrew terms tan and tannin, those are Hebrew words, variously rendered in the authorized version, dragon, whale, serpent, sea monster, sea dragon. It remains for us in this article. So we're going to look up dragon. The translators of the authorized version apparently followed the Vulgate, have rendered by the same word, dragon, the two Hebrew words tan and tannin, which appear to be quite distinct in meaning. The first is always, you can read all of that on your own. But that word whale, that word is tannin. We're going to show you what that is in a minute. Just hang on. Yeah, we're going to deal with all that, key to life. We're going to deal with all that. Leviathan, Behemoth. We're going to deal with all that. Yep. It's crazy, 4110 GB. It sure is. We're going to deal with all that, y'all. All that. But let's pick it up at verse 24. And the Most High said, let the earth bring forth the living creature after his kind. Cattle and creeping thing and beast of the earth after his kind. And the Most High made the beast of the earth after his kind. And cattle what? After their kind. And everything that creepeth upon the earth after what? His kind, their kind. And the Most High saw that it was good. But now we're going to see man. And the Most High said, let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over the cattle, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth. So the Most High created man in his own image, and the image of Yah created he him, male and female created he them, and the Most High blessed them and said to them, be fruitful and multiply, and replenish the earth and subdue it, and have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over every living thing that moveth upon the earth. And the Most High said, behold, I have given you every green herb bearing seed, which is upon the face of the earth, face of all the earth, every tree in which is the fruit of a tree yielding seed, for you it shall be for me. Food. He said herbs. Wasn't no animal eating in. That didn't come until after the fall. And to every beast of the earth, and to every fowl of the air, and to everything that creepeth on the earth, there is life. I have given every green herb for meat as well. Everything ate grass. Most High gonna get it back to that when in the kingdom. Ain't gonna be no killing in this holy mountain. And the Most High saw everything that he had made, and behold, it was very good. And the evening and the morning were the sixth day. What did he do? He created man and all the four-footed beasts on the earth. He created them the same day. Dinosaurs too? Yeah, dinosaurs too. All of them on the same day. You know, he made all the beasts of the earth. He made them. All of that on the sixth day. Did dinosaurs walk on the earth? Yeah. Did they walk on the earth? Yes. Does man walk on the earth? Every living thing that walked on the earth, he created the sixth day, not 65 million years ago. Oh, yeah. Oh, it gets deeper, folks. Let's look at this flood. We know that it was a flood, and we know why. Let's go to Enoch 54, 5 through 6. Everything has to go back all the way to the devil himself. Watch this, Enoch 54, 5 to 6. And he said to me, these are being prepared for the host. What? The bottomless pit are being prepared for the host of Azazel. You know, when you the Day of Atonement, when they the he goat, that's Azazel in the Hebrew. The Hebrews play out that ritual of what the devil and the fallen angels, all the stuff that they did. They walk it back out. We got a class called the Day of Atonement. Go watch that class. It'll tell you more about that. So that they may take them and throw them into the bottom of the pit of hell, and they shall overcome their jaws with rough stones, and da 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 da. But anyway, verse 6, and Michael and Gabriel and Raphael and Phanuel shall take hold of them on the great day, and throw them into the burning furnace on that day, that the Lord of spirits may take vengeance on them for their unrighteousness in becoming servants to Satan, and for leading astray those who live on the earth. Them watcher class angels. Them, it all go back to them. We're going to show you. Genesis 6, 1 through 12. And it came to pass when men began to multiply on the face of the earth, and daughters were born to them, that the sons of God saw the daughters of men, and that they were fair, and they took them wives of all whom they chose. And the Most High said, my spirit shall not always strive for man, for that he also is flesh, yet his days shall be 120 years. I'm going to give y'all 120 years to get it right. There were giants in the earth in those days, and also after that. When the sons of God came into the daughters of men, and they bare children to them, the same became mighty men, which were of old, men of renown. It says, and the Most High saw the wickedness of man was in the earth, and that every imagination of all the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually. That's all they thought about, how to do evil. Wake up, go to sleep thinking evil, wake up to want to do evil. And it repented the Most High that he had made man on the earth, and it grieved him at his heart. And the Most High said, I will destroy man whom I have created from the face of the earth. Both who? Man. And who? Beast. And who? Creeping things. And the fowls of the air. For it repented me that I have made them. But Noah found what? Grace. Go watch our Old Testament. We got two grace classes on there. One is called Old Testament Grace, and another one is called, I don't know, Grace something. But it ain't probably been about 2 months ago I did that one. But the first one, Old Testament Grace, is way back in the archives. These are the generations of Noah, the gene pool of Noah. Noah was a just and perfect in his generation, and Noah walked with the Most High. That's an idiomatic expression for he studied Torah. And Noah begat 3 sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. The earth was corrupt before the Most High, and the earth was filled with violence. And the Most High looked upon the earth, and behold, it was corrupt, for all flesh had corrupted his way on the earth. All flesh, all of the flesh, not just human flesh, all flesh. The Bible talks about different kinds of flesh. The flesh of men, the flesh of... hold on, let me turn to it. And hold up. Don't y'all get me going now. Let's go to Corinthians. And I always... I hope I know where I'm going. Oh, okay, let's see. Here we go. Paul said, all flesh is not, this is 1 Corinthians chapter 15, verse 39. All flesh is not the same flesh. There is one kind of flesh, the flesh of men, another kind of flesh, the flesh of animals, another fish, another birds. There are also celestial bodies and terrestrial. All flesh, every kind of flesh corrupted itself. We see you, Jamesons. What's going on? What's going on? All flesh corrupted itself. According to Genesis 6:12, the Most High said that for all flesh had corrupted his way upon the earth. Wow. How? These angels, we already showed you back here. Azazel and them watcher class angels, but what they do? And they begin to sin against birds and beasts and reptiles and fish and to devour and to drink one another. That's what they did. They see, y'all don't know what Satan was trying to do. Satan is a master imitator. Do you know some of the angelic beings that's in heaven, they are terrible to look upon? Did you know that? Satan was trying to, the Most High got beasts, he wanted beasts too. He trying to make his kingdom look just like the Most High kingdom on this earth, though. It wasn't originally his till Adam bowed his knee and gave it to him. But he started to sin. That's why you get all these terrible looking Tyrannosaurus Rexes and all those kind of things. They started gene splicing, all that. Go watch the Isle of Dr. Monroe and all these. They show it to you in the movies all the time. The Jurassic Park movie, one of them when they made this, I think he was called a Dominus Rex. He had all kind of where he was just mixed with everything. That's what the devil that's what they were doing. Leviticus 19:19 says, you shall keep my statutes. Thou shalt not let thy cattle gender with diverse kinds. Thou shalt not sow thy field with mingled seed. Neither shall a garment mingle of linen and woolen come upon thee. I like the NIV in the New Living Translation. It said, keep my decrees. Do not make different kinds of animals. Why does the Most High have to make this? Because this has happened before. Why he got to command this to them? Huh? New Living Translation. You must obey my decrees. Do not make two different kinds of animals. Them fallen angels had mankind doing those things. So, hybrid animals. Look at this saber-toothed tiger. Look at him. Look like he mixed with a leopard, a tiger, all kind of stuff. Look at his skeleton. That fossil remain. The flood destroyed all that. The mastodon, the elephant with hair. See, Darwin tell you, well, it got a little too cold, so they had to adapt and grow hair. How come I don't adapt it when it be super cold outside? You know, look at these things. Look at them. Dinosaurs with feathers, and they were mixing these things. Some years back, I seen one in a dream. This was when I was way younger, 24. That's the Most High used to show me a lot of stuff. And I had never seen nothing like that. It was a different colored feathered dinosaur looking bird in my dream. Woke me up out of my sleep. I went to the internet trying to, and I found a picture when I said, oh my goodness. But in the dream, they was flying on this earth, terrorizing people. I was like, whoa, what did that mean? This was back in like 2005 or so. I had that dream. Metal Gear Solid. They met the twin snakes. You had liquid snake, solid snake, solid, all of them. They all came from Big Boss. That's for those who watch who play Metal Gear Solid. I got all the games. Oh yeah. Let's go to Genesis 7. Let's look at this flood. Let's look at it. That's what happened. The Most High. All these fossils that we see today, that's from that flood. That's from the flood. We're going to show it to you. Genesis 7, 1 through 8. Then we go to 1 through 19. I'm pretty sure these numbers are wrong. I forgot to change it because I took some stuff out. But anyway, and the Most High said to Noah, come thou and all thy house into the ark, for thee I have seen righteous before me in this generation. Of every clean beast thou shalt take to thee by sevens. the male and his female, and the beast. And you said, Brother Ronnie, this is a theory you talk about, but you believe Darwin theory? The Big Bang theory? You can't believe it. Man, stop. Y'all ought to stop. It says, of every clean beast thou shalt take thee by 7. See, people don't know this. People don't know that. It is 2 by 2 when you watching cartoons. Just 2 of everything is going up in there. It says, of every clean beast thou shalt take thee by 7s, the male and his female. And of the beasts that are not clean by 2, the male and his female. Only the unclean were going in there like that, where you see 2. Of the fowls of the air by 7s, the male and female, to keep the seed alive upon the earth. For yet 7 days I will cause it to rain upon the earth 40 days and 40 nights, and every living creature that I have made will I destroy from off the face of the earth. And Noah did according to all the Most High had commanded him. And Noah was 600 years old when the flood of the waters came upon the earth. Wow. And Noah went in, and his son and his wife and his sons with him in the ark, because of the waters of the flood, of the clean beast and of the beasts that were not clean, and of fowls and of everything that creepeth on the earth. There went in 2 and 2 into the ark, into the see, this where they get what they 2 and 2. This where they probably pick up reading. They don't pick up reading back here when he said 7s. Right? But it says, then went in 2 and 2 unto Noah into the ark, the male and the female, and the Most High had commanded Noah, as God had commanded Noah. And it came to pass after 7 days that the waters of the flood were upon the earth. In the 600th year of Noah's life, in the 2nd month, the 17th day of the month, the same day, were all the fountains of the great deep broken up. Go watch that flat earth class. And the windows in heavens were opened. He opened them up here in Memphis yesterday. We got some rain finally. Thank the Most High. Been dry around here. It said, the rain was upon the earth, 40 days, 40 nights, and in the self same day, Noah and Shem and Ham and Japheth, the sons of Noah, and Noah's wife, and the 3 wives of his son with them into the ark. They and every beast after his kind. You see what I'm talking about? After his kind. That's why he had to destroy the stuff. We got too much hybrid junk running around here. But see, the powers that be, they don't want Enoch in the Bible because they don't like what it say. It reveals the truth. Right? Well, that's not canon. I don't care what you think is and is not canon. All right. Let's down to verse 16. And they all went in, male and female of all flesh. Brother running dinosaurs too. How they get on there? You take them as babies. That's how they get on there. But let's look at Joshua's account of this flood. We getting through it. Y'all gonna be edified in this lesson. Keep on. We gonna get back to the dinosaur in just a momento. It says, at that time, after the death of Methuselah, the Most High said to Noah, go thou with thy household into the ark. Behold, I will gather to thee all the animals of the earth, the beasts of the field, and the fowls of the air, and they shall all come into and surround the ark. And thou shalt go and seat thyself by the doors of the ark, and all the beasts, the animals, the fowl, shall assemble and place themselves before thee, and such of them as shall come and crouch before thee shalt thou make and deliver into the hands of thy sons, who shall bring them into the ark, and all that will stand before thee thou shalt leave. And the Most High brought this about on the next day, and the animals, beasts, and fowls came in great multitudes and surrounded the ark. And so the animals, they listen to the Most High. Go watch our class, Animals. Great class for you and your children to watch. It says, and Noah went and seated himself by the door of the ark, and all of the flesh that crouched before him, he brought into the ark, and all that stood before him, he left on the earth. And a lion came with her 2 whelps, male and female. And the 3 crouched before Noah, and the 2 whelps rose up against the lioness and smote her. You know it's 2s. You can't get in. We ain't clean, so we ain't clean to eat, so it's just gonna be 2 of us. Get up out of here. That's what that meant. Get out of here, mama. Mama lion, get out of here. 2. And that's how you take large lions so they don't attack you. You take babies in. and it says, and made her flee from her place, and she went away, and they returned to their places and crouched upon the earth before Noah. And the lioness ran away and stood in the place of the lions. The lions, they know that's it. And Noah saw this and wondered greatly, and he rose and took the 2 whelps and brought them into the ark. And Noah brought into the ark from all the living creatures that wasn't no saber-tooth tigers, you ain't getting in here. That's why we see they fossils today. Mastodon, woolly mammoth, you ain't getting in here. T-Rex, you ain't getting in here. That's why we see they fossils today. Oh, wow. Zechariah Z, we see you. Yeah, it was 2 floods. You had your Gihon flood. You had your Gihon flood. That was when the sons of, that was a local flood, meaning it didn't flood the whole earth. And then you had this flood. It's in Joshua somewhere. I don't got time to pull it up, but yeah, it was 2 floods. But it says, and Noah brought into the ark from all living creatures that was upon the earth, the ones from creation that should be, not the ones Satan them created. It says 2 and 2 came to, and they didn't create them. They just mixed breed what the Most High had created. So the devil can't create jack. It says 2 and 2 came to the Noah into the ark, but from the clean animals, clean fowls, he brought 7 couples, just like the Most High said. Right? And he said he brought 7 couples as God. Joshua agreed with the Bible. By 7 is clean. And all the animals, beasts, and fowl were still there, and they surrounded. And they said, all praise to the Most High, Sister Sheila, from the Jackson crew. It says, and all the animals and beasts and fowls were still there, and they surrounded the ark at every place, and the rain had not descended till 7 days after. And on that day, the Most High caused the whole earth to shake. Earthquake! The sun darkened, and the fountains of the world raged, and the whole earth was moved violently. That's when it moved. Go watch our class from last week. And the lightning flashed, and the thunder roared, and all the fountains of the earth were broken up, such as were not known to the inhabitants before. And the Most High did this mighty act in order to terrify the sons of men, that there might be no more evil upon the earth. Let's just skip to Genesis. Pick it back up at verse 17. And we just showed you Genesis account, Joshua account. Now let's get back to Genesis. We're almost about to get back to these dinos. And the flood was 40 days upon the earth, and the waters increased and bare up the ark, and it was lift up above the earth. And the waters prevailed, and there was increased, and the waters prevailed and were increased greatly upon the earth, and the ark went upon the face of the waters. And the waters prevailed exceedingly upon the earth, and all the high hills that were under the whole heaven were covered. 15 cubits upward the waters prevailed, and the mountains were covered. And all flesh died that moved upon the earth, both fowl and cat. He killed everything, and man, everything. All in whose nostril was the breath of air of all that was in the dry land died. Everything died. And we got their fossils today. Cavemen, yeah, them too. Probably some of Cain old seed. Because they was vagabonds. I don't know, if you a vagabond, ain't got nowhere to go. You seen people that lived a rough life. You like, my goodness, went to high school with you. Y'all at the reunion. I ain't go to no reunion, but you see people out in the street. They be like, oh, Anderson, you still look good, brother. You still look good. I do. And then you look at them and I say, you look. You still look good, man. So yeah, like, yeah, okay, yeah, appreciate that. Good to see you though. A rough life. And every living substance was destroyed, which was upon the face of the ground, both man and cattle and creeping things. Everything gone. Let's skip to Genesis chapter 8, 1-5. And the Most High remembered Noah, every living thing, and all the cattle that was in him in the ark, with him in the ark. And the Most High made a wind to pass over the earth, and the waters assuaged. The fountains of the deep and the windows of heaven were stopped. So We had water coming from up out of the earth and water coming down from heaven, from the windows of heaven. But Most High made it stop. The waters was high above the mountains, y'all. Do y'all know how high Mount Kilimanjaro is? Hit that like button, folks. I see we got 31 on in here. Hit that. All right. See, we got 14. Got a new subscriber too. 478. All right. Thank you, whoever that was. Let's go. You remember Noah? And so we got a new creation. But we're gonna look up what he do. He killed everything. But we're gonna show you he bust some up in the oceans too. You know that. Oh, it said that. Let's go back real quick. It said what did they do? They began to sin against birds, beasts, reptiles, and fish. So we can't let them get away with it. We can't let them creatures that live in the sea. We can't let them get away with it. Psalm 74. Tell us, for the Most High is my King of old, working salvation in the midst of the earth. Thou didst divide the sea by strength, and thou breakest. He did what? You breakest the dragons in the water. What? We're going to look at that in a second. But it says, and then verse 14, thou breakest the head of the Leviathan in pieces, and gavest him to be meat to the people inhabiting the wilderness. Right? Don't ask me what that is, because I'm still studying that today. But we see that there were what? Dragons in the water. We saw in the Smith Bible Dictionary that them dragons, they went for a lot of different kind of animals, dinosaurs, marine animals, and everything. Most High, what you break their head for? What they do? What we've been talking about. Let's go to Jeremiah 51, 34. It says, Nebuchadnezzar, the king of Babylon, have devoured me. He hath crushed me. And these dragons, they are also symbolic of Egypt, the kingdoms of Egypt, and the kingdom of Babylon. We're going to show you all that today. But anyway, Nebuchadnezzar, the king of Babylon, have devoured me. He have crushed me. He have made me an empty vegetable. He has swallowed me up like a dragon. Jeremiah know about this now. We're gonna look at the definition in just a second. He hath filled his belly with my delicates. He hath cast me out. A dragon? Most High is likening Babylon to a dragon. A dragon, no, like, but also a real dragon. We're gonna show you that today. Let's take a look at this same verse in Jeremiah 51, 34. You might actually open your Greek Septuagint. We're going to look at this in Septuagint. You might open your Septuagint up and go to 51, 34, and it don't say this. Why is that? Because the Septuagint version of this, learning something on the way to learning something. The Septuagint version of Jeremiah does not, it's much shorter. It's almost 20, it's probably about 2,700 words shorter. So you got to find Jeremiah 51, 34 somewhere back earlier in the Septuagint version. Where, Brother Ronnie gonna show you. It's in your Septuagint. See, most people, man, people be, brother, ain't you not you that's and you that, and then little simple stuff like this they don't know. But you challenging me. Get out of here, man. You pull out your Septuagint and it'll be Jeremiah 28, 34. The King James version is 51, 34. The Septuagint will be chapter 28, verse 34. Go find that out before you want to come up in here challenging Brother Ronnie with stuff. Man, I've been at this thing. I've been at this thing for 30 years old. I'm 42, 12 years strong. And that ain't a lot of time. That ain't a lot of time. Some people got way more years on me. And, I'm trying to catch them. You know what I'm saying? Trying to catch them. I don't know everything. Got a special announcement at the end. Well, I say it right now. I'll save it to the end. But a dragon. But in the Septuagint, it says of this same verse right here, he has devoured me. Hey, write this down, folks, so you can find this. If you want to go to Jeremiah 51:34 from the King James and find it in the Septuagint, write it down. You always have it now. He has devoured me, and I have a little chart that I can send folks, and it'll show you everything else that's in the King. If you want it, just go to rapministry.org and send me that chart where it'll show you where everything in Jeremiah is in the King James. Where would you find it in the Septuagint version? I'll send it to you. Right? I'll send it to you. Oh man, I pass the knowledge on. I don't hoard it for myself. But it says, he has devoured me, talking about Babylon, Nebuchadnezzar. He has torn me asunder. Airy darkness has come upon me. Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, has swallowed me up as a dragon has filled his belly with my delicacies. New King James Version says, a monster, as a monster has filled his belly with my delicacies. Ate me up, right? But the word dragon, that word is tanum. We're going to look at the Leviathan a little bit later. Right after this one, to be exact. But watch this. Dragon, tanum. Watch this. That word is dragon, sea serpent, sea monster, dragon or dinosaur. Wait a minute. They lived 65 million years ago. Why is Jeremiah talking about this? What do he know about that? Huh? Because they lived the same time as man. I'm trying to tell you. Yeah. Con. Yeah. Right, brother. Right. More Israel, Charlie. But watch this. It says dragon or dinosaur, sea or river monster, serpent, venomous snake. It can mean all that. Intensive as the same from the Hebrew 85:65, a marine or land monster, sea serpent or jackal, dragon, sea monster, serpent, whale. Leviathan. Let's look at Leviathan. Let's look at him. Leviathan, the word is Leviathan. It says a Leviathan, a sea monster, a dragon, large aquatic animal, perhaps, now ain't no perhaps, Broham, the extinct dinosaur, now the rare dinosaur. Plesiosaurus, you can look that up, and that's a dinosaur. It says exact meaning unknown. Brother Ronnie saying he gonna make it known to you today. It said some think this to be a crocodile, but from the description in Job 41:1-34, this is patently absurd. It's not a crocodile. Cut it out. It appears to be a large fire-breathing animal of some sort. In Job? Yeah. Just as the Bombardier beetle is an explosion of producing mechanism, so the great sea dragon may have an explosive producing mechanism to enable it to be a real fire-breathing dragon. In the Strong's, Blue Letter Bible, this is where this come from. Down at the bottom, a wreathed animal, a serpent, especially the crocodile or some sort of other large sea monster. Figuratively, the constellation of the dragon. That's out there in space. Also, a symbol of Babylon. Didn't I just say that? But I'm lying and making stuff up. Oh yeah, I might do something like that. I might. 4110 GB. But in the Bible, like I said, dragon does not always mean dragon. Dragon does not. I said dust. Does not always mean dragon. Go to the New Young's Bible Dictionary. It says serpent, sea dragon, whale, serpent. It said it is impossible to unravel. Impossible to unravel the tangle in which the translators, ancient and modern, have involved the 8 words used in the Hebrew for serpents, or like dragons and stuff. Only one of them can be identified with any degree of certainty. That's your opinion. This is all probably, but you see it. It's a lot of different things. We're going to show it to you. The serpents of Egypt, Sinai, and the Holy Land are numerous of the venom. You can read and pause all this on your own, but this is the one I want to look at. Dragon, which we just looked up. We looked up Tannin and Leviathan. The word dragon, the Hebrew Tannim, Drakon in the Greek, appears much more frequently in the King James than in the NASB and the NIV, where it is sometimes replaced by the word jackal. I'm telling you that dragon does not always mean dragon. It can be another animal as well, right? Oh, I'm an honest scholar. Honest, folks. I know this. Let's give you some examples. Psalms 44:19. Though thou hast sore broken us in the place of dragons, or what the New King James said, jackals, and covered us with the shadow of death. Let's look at that in the Septuagint, which it is. The New King James says the New King James says jackals, and this other book by Simon Altaf, really good translation, here says jackals as well, and others various versions say jackals, right? The Septuagint don't say nothing, don't call it nothing. Oh no. But let's go to Jeremiah 9:11. And I will make Jerusalem heaps and a den of dragons. In the New King James, is jackals. In the Hidden Truth Hebraic Scrolls by Simon Altaf, man, go check it out. I don't believe in everything in the commentaries that he say, but his translation is pretty spot on. Really spot on. Book costs a lot of money too, but it's worth every penny. And I will make the cities of Judah desolate without inhabitants. The Septuagint says what? The Septuagint keeps it as what? Dragons, though. Wow. Let's go to Jeremiah 14:6. It said, and the wild asses did stand in the high places. They snuffed up the wind like what? Dragons, jackals in other places. Right? Jeremiah 49:33. And Hazar shall be a dwelling places for what? Dragons. The Septuagint calls them ostriches. What? Oh yeah. And so it depends on the context of what you're reading. Micah 1:8. Therefore I will wail and howl. I will go stripped and naked, and I will make wailing like the dragons. Jackals, folks. Jackals. And mourning as the what? As the owls. So jackals. This is not a dinosaur. This is not a dragon right there, right? But we're going to look up fiery flying serpents. This is what we want to get to. You know, we got these biblical creatures. We're going to deal with that too. But look at these. Fiery flying serpents. In the ancient world, people saw these things. Let's go to Antiquities of the Jews. You know, Josephus was a Hebrew historian that lived in the 1st century. You can read this. I got a copy right on my shelf back here. It says, but Moses prevented the enemies and took and led his armies before the enemies were apprised of his attacking them. For he did not march by the river, but by land, where he gave this is when they were going against, who were they going against? Well, they were going against somebody, Canaanites or somebody. But anyway, he says, but by land, where he gave a wonderful demonstration of his sagacity or his wisdom, when the ground was difficult to be passed over because of the multitude of serpents, which it produced in vast numbers, and indeed is singular in some of those productions, which other countries do not breed. What? Do not what? Breed. You know, Most High said, don't mix. But anyway, it says, such as were worse than others in power and mischief, and an unusual fierceness of sight, meaning, whoa, they was terrible to behold, some of which ascend out of the ground unseen, and also fly in the air. And so come upon men unaware, come down upon them, and do them a mischief. Moses invented a wonderful stratagem to preserve the army safe and without hurt. For he made baskets like unto arks of sedge, and filled them with Ibis or Ibis, whatever that is. I'm going to show you those too. And carried them along with them with each animal is the greatest enemy to serpents imaginable, for they fly from them when they come near them, and as they fly, they are caught and devoured by them, as if it were done by the hearts. But the Ibs are tame creatures and only enemies to serpentine kind. But about these Ibs, I say no more at present, since the Greeks themselves are unacquainted with this sort of bird. As soon, therefore, as Moses was come to the land which was the breeder of these serpents, he let loose the Ibs, and by their means repelled the serpentine kind, and used them for his assistance before the army came upon them. Flying serpents. Well, let's look at Herodotus. He's a historian as well. Watch what he said. This is from forbiddenhistory.com. It says Herodotus' account of flying reptiles. Herodotus was a Greek historian who lived in the 5th century BC from 484 BC to 425 BC. Many scholars refer to him as the father of history in Western culture. So he the father of history in Western culture. Let's see what he has to say. He was the first historian known to collect his materials systematically, test their accuracy, and arrange them in a vivid narrative. In his work, he got a whole bunch of books. It's online. You can find it. It says, in his work, The History of Herodotus, in Book 2, Herodotus records an interesting report of a flying winged serpent. It is interesting to note that there are no living winged serpents in our day. These things go extinct. These accounts cannot be overlooked and do much to show that our prepositions about flying reptiles and dinosaurs are flawed. The account is quoted from his book, The History of Herodotus. Watch this. It said, there is a region, moreover, in Arabia, situated nearly over against the city of Buto, to which place I came to inquire about their winged serpents. And when I came thither, I saw bones of serpent and spines in quality so great that it is impossible to make report of the number. And there were heaps of spines, some heaps large and others less large and others smaller still than these. And these heaps were many in number. The region in which the spines are scattered upon the ground is the nature of an entrance from a narrow mountain to pass a great plain, which plain adjoins to the plain of Egypt. Same place that Abraham was then when they encountered these things. And the story goes, at the beginning of the spring, winged serpents from Arabia fly towards Egypt, and the birds called ibises meet them at the entrance of this country and do not suffer the serpents to go by, but to kill them. On account of this deed, it is say the Arabians, that the ibis has come to be greatly honored by the Egyptians. And the Egyptians also agreed that it is for this reason that they honor these birds. Why? Because they killed the winged serpents. You know, the ones that the Most High sent on the children of Israel before. And Moses held up the snake in the snake on the pole in the wilderness. It says, the quotation goes on to describe the ibis and continues on the description of the winged serpents as follows. As for the serpent, its form is like that of a water snake, and it has wings, not feathered, but most nearly resembling the wings of a bat. What? The History of Herodotus, part 2, that's book 2, chapter 75 and 76. There are other accounts of flying serpents throughout history, which will be chronicled here as more blah, blah, blah. Check back frequently to learn more about the amazing history of man and dinosaur. But this is exactly what I just read. It's the same thing. This comes from Herodotus book 2 on the website. You know, which website? It says, Herodotus, an English translation by A.D. Godley, Cambridge, Harvard University Press, 1920. I didn't make it up. But what's an ibis? That's an ibis right there. You can see the Egyptians, they held them high because they killed these things. So in the spring, they would let these ibises go so that them things wouldn't fly up into their country. But anyway, the sacred ibis, this is from Wikipedia, of southern Arabia and Africa, found of the south of the Sahara and formerly of Egypt, was sacred to the ancient Egyptians. It is about 75 centimeters long, which is 30 inches, white and black in its wings, and has dark plumes. Man, I ain't making this stuff up. I ain't making this stuff up. But watch this though. This is the same thing you see on your ambulances and stuff like that. No, this stuff ain't making this stuff up. Let's go to the Anglo-Saxon Chronicle. The Anglo-Saxon Chronicle. Watch this. Because they finna show you that this stuff was seen in 793 AD, not BC, AD. It says, despite some modern association between dragons and fire, these great beasts have not always been thought of as fire-breathing. Foul odors, poisonous venom, and raw brute strength are instead often found in historical records, described as the methods by which a dragon may take human life. Yet, that said, there is one archaic text which makes a connection between dragons and fire. This right here, this from the Anglo-Saxon Chronicle. The Anglo-Saxon Chronicle is a collection of annals in Old English chronicling the history of the Anglo-Saxons. You know, white folks. It is love everybody. It said it is in the Peterborough Chronicle that a remarkable story can be found which relates the day of the fiery dragons, or fried draken, were supposedly seen over the skies of Northumbria in the UK. The entry in the Chronicle dates to 793 and detail how immense whirlwinds and flashes of lightning and fiery dragons manifest over Northumbria or Umbria, and greatly terrified the people. At the time, these great spectacles were regarded as omens, and indeed, as the Chronicle goes on to relate, soon after the dragons were witnessed, a great famine followed. Not only that, the Holy Island, they call the Holy Island of Linsenfarne, a tidal island off the northeast coast of England, was raided by Vikings. Wow. These people said they saw dragons, folks. Right. Zechariah Z. Yeah, everybody. Just because I say Anglo-Saxon people, yeah, but what you trying to say, brother? I'm just saying people tend to believe them over, me. Love everybody. Reaching all people, ministries, reaching all nations. We call it RAND ministries instead of rap ministries. But you can see this. This is the transcript from this right here, because it's written in some kind of archaic language. But this is the actual transcript right here. You can pause that and read that on your own, but it's basically essentially what I just read. But in Deuteronomy 8:15, we getting through. We ain't got too much to go. It says, who led thee? This is Deuteronomy 8:15, the Most High talking to Israel. Who led thee through that great and terrible wilderness wherein fiery serpents and scorpions and drought were fiery serpents, scorpions, and drought? That fiery just mean, they say that mean they were venomous, that should say. It says, where there was no water, but when they saw when the 793, these Anglo-Saxons, they saw what? They saw dragons and famine follow. Same thing here, famine. But let's look up that word serpent. That word is nakash, which is the same as in Genesis chapter 3 when it says, now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field. The devil, Satan entered him, just like he entered Judas. Yeah, that's why a man can be a serpent too. When he betrayed the Most High, the Bible said that Satan entered him. He entered him. Yeah. But anyway, Nakash. It says serpent, snake, serpent, image of serpent, fleeing serpent. Bible talk about that. I got a class I did called Planet Rahab. Well, we looked at that. I might do that. I don't know. Most High ain't released me to do that one. Yeah, I don't know. To the masses. I did it here in Memphis when it was only probably about it went. I don't even know how many people was there that day. Let me look. I keep a book. Yeah. Watch this. I'm gonna look it up real quick. When did I do Planet Rahab? Oh, I write down everything every teaching that I do in this little blue book that Madison made for me, or she drew on it for me. One our youth. Hold up, let me look it up. Yeah, I did it in October the 20th, 2018. So going on 4 years ago. Going on 4 years ago. How many people was in the house? 15 people was in the house on that day. 15 people. Only 15 people that heard that lesson. All right. All right, y'all. Let's get it. Oh yeah, we finna deal with a cockatrice in a second. Hang on, sister. You in the notes, Sister Sheila. But let's look at Numbers 21 because we saw the Most High sent them among the children of Israel too. Let's go to Isaiah 30 and 6. The burden of the beast of the south into the land of trouble and anguish, from whence came the young and old lion, the viper, the viper and the flying serpent, which they carried their riches upon the shoulders of young asses and their treasures upon the bunches of camels, to a people that shall not profit them. But let's look up that word serpent. Again, that word is saraf. Saraf. Close to what? Seraphim. Seraphim. But watch, let's look at it. It said fiery serpent, fiery seraphim. It can also be like an angel. I'm telling you what Satan was trying to do. They have people crossbreeding animals and stuff. He try to have them beasts like the most. If you go read about the throne room of heaven and read in the prophets about them angels that they saw with 6 sets of wings and all those eyes and stuff, Satan was trying to do the same thing, right? But anyway, this is what Sister Sheila asked about. She asked about a cockatrice. There is no such animal as a cockatrice. I'm gonna show you that today. There ain't no such animal. That's just you got to realize the people that translated this Bible, this was mythology this was the best what they could think of to say, okay, when we translate this Hebrew word, we're gonna call it this. Well, let's look at it. Cockatrice from Wikipedia. A cockatrice is a mythical beast, essentially a 2-legged dragon or serpent-like creature with a rooster's head. Described by Lawrence Bernstein, whatever his name, ornament in the drama poetry of the Elizabethans. This is around the time that, this the kind of people that was around when the Bible was translated. These was Elizabethan English. The Bible is in archaic English, folks. But anyway, let's go to Wikipedia. It says the cockatrice was first mentioned in the Bible in Isaiah chapter 11, 14, 59. It's described in its current form in the late 14th century. Around these times, these King James and all them, they had this mythology that they had. But it says, skip down, Egyptian folk root. This is what they thought. In the blue, it said folk root. The eggs of the Ibis, that's the bird that did what? That killed these fiery flying serpents, were regularly destroyed, for the fear of the venom of the snakes they consume would cause a hybrid snake bird to hatch. It is thought that a cock egg would hatch out as a cockatrice. This what the Egyptians thought this. This wasn't true. And this could be prevented by tossing the egg over the family house, landing on the other side of the house without allowing the egg to hit the house. It said the cockatrice has the reputed ability to kill people by either looking at them, the death darting eye cockatrice, touching them, or sometimes breathing on them. We know that ain't true. But let's go to Isaiah 14:29. We're going to show you what it really is. It said, rejoice not, whole Palestinian, because the rod of him that smote thee is broken. For out of the serpent's root, that word serpent is nakash, the same word that in Genesis chapter 3 about the devil entering the serpent. For out of the serpent root shall come forth a cockatrice. All modern translations. Let me see what my Septuagint. I didn't look, but I want to see what the Septuagint version says of this. Isaiah 14 and 29. What does it call it? Oh, you got to be looking for this stuff, y'all. The Septuagint says young asps. Asp. That's a type of serp, like an adder, adder. Septuagint calls it. But see, the English, the people that translated the King James Bible, they use a mythical word that they had, cockatrice. But more modern translations make the correction and calls them vipers. And his fruit shall be a fiery flying serpent. Right? There it is right there. You see it? Nakash. It says a snake from his hiss. Right there. But let's look up cockatrice. That word is sepha, to sepha. It means cockatrice. It's translated as cockatrice as adder. A adder, that's a type of snake. Look him up. A poisonous serpent. A viper, snake, or adder. You know, it's a snake. It's not no chicken and no snake put together. Cut it out. Serpent. Serpent. That word is seraph. We already looked at it. Seraph. And I did put the Septuagint version in here. I don't remember putting it in here. It says serpent, fiery serpent. You said we ran over that already. But Isaiah, what? Your young ass. Cockatrices are not real. They're not real. Are dragons real? Yes, they're real. We're going to show you that. Yes and no. Yes. But let's get back to dinosaurs. Let's go to Job chapter 41, 1 through 34, because everybody been everybody, we gotta, you gotta take a scholarly approach to this. This is the Most High asking Job, can thou draw out Leviathan with a hook or his tongue? Because Key to Life, y'all was asking about this. With a hook or his tongue with a cord, which thou lettest down, like a fishing hook. He said, can you draw him out? No, he too big. Can thou put a hook in his nose? But let's look up Leviathan before we keep going. We already looked at it earlier. Leviathan, a sea monster, a dragon, a large aquatic animal, perhaps the extinct dinosaur. You see him? Plesiosaurus. It says crocodile from the description in Job 41, 1 through 34, which we're getting ready to read. This is patently absurd. Absurd. It appears to be a large, fire-breathing animal of some sort. So are dragons real? Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah. But, sometimes, somebody make a mistake, Sister Sheila. Somebody make a mistake. You ain't got to put them down all the way. Just watch them over time. No, ain't no man perfect. But, but it says, can thou put a hook into his nose or bore his jaw with a thorn? Will he make many supplications unto thee? Will he speak soft words unto thee? Will he make a covenant with thee? Will thou take him for a servant forever? But go back to here. Look at the bottom. It says it's also a symbol of Babylon. Dragons. The whole world is under the system of the dragon. Mystery Babylon. Satan as the head. That old serpent. It says, will he make a covenant with thee? Yeah, a covenant of death. Wilt thou take for him a servant forever? Wilt thou play with him as with a bird? Or wilt thou bind him for thy maidens? Shall the companions make a banquet of him? Shall they part him among the merchants? Canst thou fill his skin with barbed irons? He too thick to even put barbed irons in him. Or his head with fish spears? You can see that the movies that we watch, where it be just a real big man, like he big, like Andre the Giant or somebody, just big, and some other men just be coming and punching him, it don't even hurt him. This Leviathan try to put a spear in him, won't hurt him. Can I feel his skin with barbed irons, or his head with fish spears? Lay thine hand upon him. Remember the battle. Do no more. Behold, the hope of him is in vain. Shall not one be cast down? This is the Most High talking to Job. Can you? Let me make sure. I don't like putting stuff out there. Let me make sure. It'll be somebody to somebody coming in. Hey, bro, you said. Tell them I know what I said, knucklehead. All right. Yep, this the Most High talking. Making sure it wasn't one of his friends. You know, Eliphaz and them. But he said, none is so fresh that dare stir him up. Who then is able to stand before me? He said, you can't stand before this Leviathan, whatever it is, in the Strong's Concordance. The Blue Letter Bible said is a dinosaur, probably. Wait a minute. What they do? If they lived 65 million years ago, why is the Most High talking to Job like he know what he is? Huh? Why is that? Why is that? See, these are the questions we got to start asking these Darwinians, these carbon dating people, these Big Bang theorists. Start asking them, hey man, why they know about this? What's all this ancient artwork saying they together and stuff? What's all that? What's all that? They tell you, well, science, I don't care what science say. I've been to science class. I've been to grade school. I've been to college. I took all of it. Biology, chemistry. I took all that stuff. There's some truths in it. But the truths, they try to weed the Most High out of it. We don't need the Most High. We don't need his son, Yahushua. That's what they be doing. Flaming hot snake. Yeah, we see you, Brother Woody. We see you. It says, he said, "Hi, if you can't stand before him, Most High said, how you gonna stand before me? Who have prevented me that I should repay him? Whatsoever is under the whole heaven is mine." Under the heaven, under. I would not conceal his parts, nor his power, nor his comely proportion. Who can discover the face of his garment? Or who can come to him with his double bridle? Who can open the doors of his face? You can't open his mouth up. You can't open no Leviathan's mouth up. His teeth are terrible. They what? His scales are his pride, shut up together as with a closed seal. Oh, one is so near to another that no air can come between them. Them scales. They are joined one to another. They stick together. You know, like when you watch, that's off topic. By his neesings, a light doth shine, and his eyes are like the eyelids of the morning. Out of his mouth goeth burning lamps. That's why a lot of them think it's crocodiles. Because they like this too. Alligators, they like this too. They got you can't pierce that skin. If you watch on the History Channel, I don't know if it still come on, called, what's that show with them alligator people? Swamp People. They couldn't just shoot the alligator anywhere. They had to shoot him somewhere in his head. And then, yeah. Shoot him. They shoot him right in the head and they kill the alligator instantly. So, but his scales are his pride, shut together as with a closed seal. One is so near to another that no air can come between them. They are joined together. They are joined one together. They stick together that they cannot be asunder. By his neesons, skip to verse 19. Out of his mouth out of his mouth, this ain't no crocodile. This ain't no alligator. Go burning lamps and sparks of fire leap out. Most High, what you talking about? You talking about a mythical creature? No, man. He telling you about a dragon. Out of his nostril goes smoke, and out of a seething pot or cauldron, as out of a seething pot or cauldron. You know what them witches have? His breath kindleth coals. Most High, he just exaggerated. No, he ain't exaggerating. He telling Job this. Yes, man's knowledge is folly, is foolishness to the Most High. In his neck remaineth strength, and sorrow is turned into joy before him. The flakes of his flesh are joined together. They are firm in themselves. They cannot be moved. His heart is firm as stone, yea, as a hard piece of the nether millstone. When he raiseth up himself, the mighty are afraid. By reason of breaking, they purify themselves. The sword of him that layeth at him cannot hold. The spear of the dark, that can't none of that beat him. He esteemeth iron as straw, and brass is rotten wood. The arrow cannot make him flee. He ain't scared of that. Sling stones are turned with him into stubble. You know what David killed Goliath with? Darts is counted as stubble, nothing to him. He laugheth at the shaking of a spear. Sharp stones are under him. He spreadeth sharp pointed things upon the mire. He maketh the deep to boil like a pot. He maketh the sea like a pot of ointment. He maketh a path to shine after him. But see, they don't read this in church. They are afraid of this. They are afraid of what you're going to be. You're going to start asking questions. Skip down. It said, upon the earth there is none. There is not his like. Ain't none like him who is made without fear. He beholdeth. If you walked out your front door and it was a dragon, a big old serpent, you know, oh ho ho. He is over all the kingdom of pride, and it's talking about that's why Satan is likened unto a serpent, the great dragon. We read that already, but let's go to Job chapter 40. We're gonna look at Behemoth. This will I also confess unto thee, that my own right hand can save thee. Behold now Behemoth, which I made with thee. The Most High said he made the Behemoth with thee. Job, I made this Behemoth. We gonna see what he is. He eateth grass like an ox. Oh yeah, these the ones that were supposed to just walk around with us, not the T-Rexes. When all flesh corrupted his way. Lo, now his strength is in his loins, and his force is in the navel of his belly. He moveth his tail like a cedar. I don't know if some of y'all have seen a cedar tree, like the cedars of Lebanon. Met a Lebanese woman. I said, hey, the Bible said that the cedars in Lebanon are like some of the most beautiful trees. She said, oh, yes, they are. You should go one day. I said, I'm lacking the funds right now. I have to go on virtual YouTube trips to countries. It sounds like Smog in The Hobbit. Got that movie over there too. Oh, my movie collection is off the chain, y'all. But he moved his tail like a cedar. The sinews of his stones are wrapped together. His bones are as strong pieces of brass. His bones are like bars of iron. You know them. You ever seen them big old bones and them fossilized, the fossils? He is chief. He is the chief of the ways of the Most High. He that made him can make his sword to approach him. Surely the mountains bring him forth food, where all the beasts of the field play. He lieth under shady trees, and art covered of thy reed. We're almost done, guys. We almost done. But as you can see, it says that his tail moves like what? A cedar tree. That's a cedar tree. Let's look at the word behemoth. That word is behemoth. It says, perhaps an extinct dinosaur, a Diplodocus, a Brachiosaurus. Exact meaning unknown. But watch this. It said additional information from the outline of biblical usage. Some translate this as an elephant or a hippopotamus, but from the description in Job 40:15-24, this is patently absurd. Wow. But let's look up a Diplodocus, whatever, and a Brachiosaurus. That's what they look like. That's what they look like. Yeah, that's what they look like. You better quit believing all these folks with some carbon dating that came up in 1940, some evolutionism that came up in the 1800s. You better start listening to them and listen to the Most High. But we're going to go to the Apocrypha, which you can find in the Septuagint. Used to be in the 1611 King James Bible. Why they take it out? Because there's truth up in there. But we're going to read a story called Bel and the Dragon. We're going to see if dragons is, we're going to see if they're real or not. We're going to see. We're going to see. Hit that like button. I see we got 18 likes, 30 watching. Man, let's get them likes. Let's get them likes. But Bel and the Dragon, this is talking about Daniel. And King Astyages was gathered to his fathers, and Cyrus of Persia received his kingdom. And Daniel conversed with the king and was honored above all his friends. What friends? Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Daniel, was in Hananias, Azariel. They got names got changed. Going down, you find their names. These same dudes who was skilled in the sciences. What sciences? The same sciences that Abraham taught. Go watch our flat earth class. Woo. Yeah, but I'm making this stuff up though. And Daniel conversed with the king and was honored above all his friends. Now the Babylonians had an idol called who? Baal. All throughout your Bible, B-E-L, Baal. And there were spent upon him every day 12 great measures of fine flour and 40 sheep and 6 vessels of wine. They always made this food for this idol Baal. And the king worshipped it and went daily to adore it, this idol. But Daniel worshipped his own God, and the king said unto him, why dost thou not worship Baal? Why you ain't worshiping Baal? Who answered and said, do they ask you that? Why you don't celebrate Christmas? He said, you should say, because I don't worship Baal. I don't worship him. Today, they say, yeah, we know it's pagan, but we use Yeshua instead. We put him in the place. Most High don't want that. He don't want that. The ancient Hebrews back then, they did the same thing. They were worshiping Baal, but they was using the name of the Most High to worship those things. Wow. Go watch. I was sharing something with somebody yesterday about this. Let me pull it up. Let me pull it. Was it? It's either Amos or Hosea. One of them. I think it's Hosea. Yeah, it's Hosea. Hold on. Watch this, guys. Here we go. This is Hosea chapter 2, verse 16. And it shall be to me in that day, says the Most High, that you will call me Ishi, meaning my husband. And no longer call me, and you will no longer call me Bali, which means my master. For I will take from her mouth the names of the Baals. They were calling the Most High. They was worshiping the Most High using somebody else's name. Most High said, "You gonna stop all that? You gonna stop all that?" Today we worship Yeshua. Yeshua on Christmas, you using Yeshua to worship another god. Listen, in reverse, basically. Cut it out. But he asked, why don't you worship Baal? So what Daniel said? Because I may not worship idols made with hands, but the living God who created the heaven and the earth and have sovereignty over all flesh. Then said the king unto him, thinkest thou that Baal is? He said, thinkest not that Baal is a living? You don't think Baal a living God? Seest thou how much he eateth and drinketh every day? Then Daniel smiled and said, O king, be not deceived. For this is but clay within and brass without. It ain't but clay on the inside, brass on the outside, and ain't ate or drank nothing. It's nothing, bro. So the king was very wroth and called for the priest and said unto him, If ye tell me not who this is that devoured these expenses, ye shall die. The king said, Who eating this stuff that this thing? Daniel said he ain't eating nothing. This idol ain't eating nothing. Who eating this stuff that I'm paying for every day? He called it expenses. But if ye can certify me that Baal devoured them, then Daniel shall die. For he has spoken blasphemy against me against Baal. And Daniel said unto the king, Let it be according to thy word. We almost done. We in single digits. Pages, slides. Now the priests of Baal were 70 besides their wives and children. And the king went to Daniel into the temple of Baal. So Baal's priest said, Lo! We go out, but thou, O king, sat on the meat and make ready the wine and shut the door fast and seal it with thine own signet. Oh, we got you, king. We got you. And tomorrow when thou comest in, if thou findest not that Baal have eaten up all, we will suffer death, or else Daniel that speaketh falsely against us. They said, King, shut the door up, seal it with a signet. Don't worry about it. Baal gonna eat this stuff, and Daniel gonna die. And they little regarded it, for under the table they had made a privy interest, whereby they enter in continually and consume those things. Got a little secret door where they can open it up, eat the food, and then they come back out. And so people thinking that Baal had ate the stuff. And it said, so when they had gone forth, the king set meats before Baal. Now Daniel had commanded his servant to bring ashes, and those they strewed throughout all the temple in the presence of the king alone. Then went they out and shut the door and sealed it with the king's signet and departed. Daniel had them spread ashes for a reason. We're gonna show it to you. Now when the night came, the priests with their wives and children, and they were as they were wont to do, and did eat and drink all. They did this all the time. That was they habit. They ate the food at nighttime. In the morning, betime, the king arose and Daniel with him, and the king said, Daniel, are the seals whole? Is my signet still whole? And he said, Yea, O king, they be whole. The seal ain't went nowhere. And as soon as he has opened the door, the king looked at the table and cried with a loud voice, Great art thou, O Baal, and with all thee is no deceit at all. Then Daniel laughed and held the king, and Daniel tripping. He said, and held the king that he should not go in, and said, Behold now the pavement, and mark well those whose footsteps these are these. And the king said, I see footsteps of men, women, and children. And the king was angry, and took the priests and their wives and children, who showed him the privy doors where they came in, and consumed such things as were on the table. Therefore the king slew them, killed them, and delivered Baal into Daniel's power, who destroyed him and his temple. Daniel told Baal up, told that statue up. You said, Brother Running, but what you just talking about? What did they say? Baal and the dragon. We finna show you a real dragon. And the king who said unto Daniel, wilt thou, he said, hold on. Watch this. Verse 23. And in that same place, there was a great dragon, which they of Babylon worship. And the king said unto Daniel, wilt thou also say this is of brass? Lo, he liveth, he eateth and drinketh. It's a real dragon. Whatever this is, it's a dragon. And thou cannot say that he is no God, therefore worship him. You said that your God said don't worship things made with hand that ain't alive. This real. He living and eating and drinking. Then Daniel said to the king, I will worship the Lord my God, for he is the living God. But give me leave, O king, and I shall slay this dragon without sword or staff. The king said, I give thee leave. See, Daniel read about Job. Daniel, he know about Job, where it said you can't kill him with no sword, you can't kill him with no staff, you can't kill him with no spear. Daniel said it's got to be another way to kill him. The king said, I give thee leave, Daniel. I give it to you. Then the king took pitch and fat and hair and did seed them together. What Daniel made up some kind of concoction. You know, him and the three Hebrew boys, they were smart in the sciences. They were smart in the sciences. Where they learned it from? Their father Abraham. Go watch our last week class. And did seed them together and made lumps thereof. This he put in the dragon's mouth, and so the dragon burst in asunder. He put some in there. He threw it in the, he said, watch this. This he put in the dragon's mouth, and so the dragon burst in asunder. And Daniel said, lo, these are thy gods. This who you worship? When they of Babylon heard it, they took great indignation and conspired against the king, saying the king is become a Jew. Because they could leave whatever. Go read in Esther. When Artaxerxes, all them people, they became Jews. Well, hold on, let's go to Esther. Because I mean, you can't come over. There ain't no congregation for Israel only. Man, be quiet. Tell them, man, sit your empty head down somewhere. Lay down. Lay down where you hurt yourself. Daniel chapter 8, it says, and in the province of every city, you know, it says, whenever the king's command and decree came, the Jews had joy and gladness and a holiday. Then many of the people of the land became Jews, meaning they weren't Jews. I'm trying to tell you, y'all better stop. All right. But anyway, let's keep it pushing. And they said, the king, what is that? So they came to the king, delivered Daniel to us. Or they said, oh, hold on. They said, and the king has become a Jew, and he hath destroyed Baal. He hath slain the dragon and put the priest to death. So they came to the king and said, deliver us, Daniel, or else we would destroy thee in thine house. Now, when the king saw that they pressed him sore, he being constrained, he delivered Daniel to them, who cast him into the lions' dens, and he was there 6 days. And in the den were 7 lions, and they had given him every day 2 carcasses and 2 sheep, which then were not given to them, to intent that they might devour Daniel. They didn't bite Daniel. They didn't eat Daniel. Daniel was in the lions' den 2 times. But let's go to Genesis 3:1. We almost done. Now the serpent, the Nakash, was more subtle than any beast of the field, which the Lord God had made. That's why it likens him unto a dragon. This is that movie Dragonheart with Sean Connery. You know, Sean Connery, 007 dude. That dragon was supposed to be friendly and wise and all that kind of stuff. Right. Revelation 12:7-11. Watch this. You let me know. Is he got you? Is he got you? Do the devil got you? Do the dragon got you? Do the serpent got you? Man? And there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon. And the dragon fought, and his angels fought, and prevailed not. Neither was there found any place any more in heaven. And the dragon was cast out, the old serpent, called the devil and Satan. Why not Lucifer? Because that ain't his name. Which deceived the whole world. He was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him. And I heard a loud voice saying to heaven, now is come salvation and strength and the kingdom of our God and the power of his Christ. For the accuser of our brethren is cast down, which accused them before our God what? Day and night. That's what he do. He's the Satan, the serpent, the dragon. And they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of their testimony, and they loved not their lives unto death. Don't love your life unto death. Keep the Most High commandments. Stop believing everything science tell you. Is some of the stuff true that they say? Yes. But all of this evolution, they trying to take credit away from the Most High. They trying to take credit away from the Most High's book called the Scriptures, the Bible, the Biblos. That's what they trying to do. They don't want you to believe it. Abraham taught flat earth. Ooh. But I hope I have showed you something today, because guess what? This what at the end of the day, this what matter. All that don't even matter. Everybody, they trying to go to another planet. You can't go there. You won't. If you do go, you can't breathe. What you worrying about all that? You need to be worried about keeping these commandments. Revelation 22, 12 through 17. Last slide. And behold, I come quickly. Yeshua, Yahushua, Yahweh, Jesus, they some call him. He said, I come quickly, and my reward is with me to give every man according as his work shall be. I am Alpha, Omega, the beginning and the end, the first and the last. Blessed are they that do his commandments, that they may have right to the tree of life. You ain't eating no fruit off the tree of life. None. Not even a bite. And may enter in through the gates of the city. You ain't getting in, not a rusted, dusty toenail. Ain't getting in if you ain't what? Doing his commandments. For on the outside are what? Dogs, sorcerers, whoremongers, and murderers, idolaters, and whosoever loveth and maketh a lie. Dinosaurs lived 65 million years ago. How you know they lived 65 million ago? The carbon dating. When was that made? 1940. Right. Get out of here. The earth started with a big bang, and everything, the rocks, all the oxygen went to the rocks. How you know that? That's what the Big Bang theory say. What? Get out of here. Quit loving them lies. Yeshua have sent mine angels to testify unto you these things in the churches. I am the root and offspring of David, and the bright and morning star, and the Spirit and the bride say, come, and let him that heareth say, what? Come, and let him that is athirst come, and whosoever will, let him take of the water of life, what? Freely. Yeah, come, one, come all. To the Spirit and the bride say, come. It's free, folks. It's free. Whomsoever the Son has set free is free indeed. What he set you free from? Sin, which is what? Transgression, what? The law. Good master, what must I do to be saved? He said, why callest thou me good? There is none good but one. But if thou will live, keep the commandments. That's your Lord and Savior. They said your personal Lord and Savior. Right. But anyway, guys, I hope you learned something with the dinosaur class. I did this class about 4 or 5 years ago. So it was about time to put it out on YouTube. But thank everybody for coming on in. Continue to pray for me and my family in this ministry. I have started back at work. Work told me up this week. told me up this week. But guys, keep us in your prayers. I'll pray for you. You pray for me. Got a little announcement to make. I had said that I was going to do a ask me anything type deal, like a Q&A. What I'm going to start doing at the end of each class, not today, probably not next week, but real soon. At the end of class, I'm going to take 2 or 3 questions. So come up with your question through the week. First 3 people type deals in. I'm gonna answer them live on the air. So that's coming up real soon. I'm gonna do 3 questions a week. If I don't know the answer, I'm gonna say I don't know, and then another person question can replace it. But we gonna answer 3. We gonna answer 3 questions. So that's what we gonna do. So stay tuned for that. I got to get acclimated to work. I ain't back used to working. Oh my goodness. All right. But all praise to the Most High, everybody. Thank y'all for coming on in today. Comment, like, subscribe, share the channel with other people. If you got a question or comment, if you want your question answered before live service, send it to me go to rapministry.org or rapministry.net. They take you to the same place. And you just hit contact us, and you can put your prayer request or question, and I'll get back with you as soon as possible. Prayers right away, basically. Sometimes people that have put a question in, I get it. I shoot the answer right back to them, and say, I hope that this satisfied. From according to my knowledge, this is what I know about the subject. So, also, guys, donate if you can. If you blessed by what you hear on a week to week basis, month to month basis, year to year, whatever, help the ministry out. We trying to build a building. I don't touch none of the money. It all either go back to the people. Like people might be in the hospital and can't pay their bill. We have done that on several occasions. Buying groceries for people on several occasions. Just providing what the people need. Now we investigate, make sure what you talking about real. Some folks been off work. We gotta make sure what you talking about real. We ain't gonna be pimp. So don't. And not only that, guys, it gotta be people that have been supporting the ministry. We ain't just every Tom, Dick, and Harry. We ain't helping them. You're like, man, you ain't finna pimp us. We know what people do. So go to rapministry.org. You can donate. You can donate via PayPal. Just go to rapministry.org or rapministry.net, hit donate, take you to PayPal, give whatever you want to give, and that would help the ministry out. Believe it or not, guys, some people been with us here locally, with us on YouTube, and ain't gave a dime. Now, that's between you and the Most High. But if you being blessed, the labor is worthy of his hire. And bro, I tell you, I be working. But if not, no big deal. No big deal. Guys, I'm gonna tell you like I tell you every week. Go out, be an ambassador. You might be the only Torah that people see, the only Yeshua HaMashiach people see, because he is like the image of his father. We should be in the image of both of them, right? So don't be out there acting a fool. Don't be out there cussing and fussing. Don't be out there fornicating, adulterating. Don't be out there just running amok of the Most High's word. Love all of you. Praying for all of you. I'll see you next time. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Thank everybody that has donated in the past too. Sometimes I don't get to the emails. Hallelujah. No, the announcement was, I was just about to hit that end button. That all right. But no, the announcement, Jameson's, was that I'm gonna be soon doing at the end of class 3 questions. I'm gonna answer 3 questions live at the end of every class. Whoever put theirs in first, they get it. They get their questions answered live and in living color. But thank you. All right. Okay, Zachariah. Okay, that's you with the 777. Okay. All right. Thank you for past donations. But guys, see you next time. Go be an ambassador for Yeshua HaMashiach, for the kingdom of heaven. We're out. Peace.